Thank you for sharing that about your event planning business. Seems like you are really into weddings, right? Do you do other events such as
Yeah.
showers and graduation parties and other celebrations?
Oh, yes. I'll say anything you want to celebrate, I will do it. Birthday parties, graduations, retirements, fundraisers, anything, any event you may have. I've done baby showers. Oh my goodness, baby showers, birthday parties, graduations. My fun part was doing my own son's graduation because that was a milestone for me, getting him out of the house,
Mm.
getting him up and out of high school. Um, the one thing I haven't had any, I've made invitations for gender reveals. I've never had to do one. I've never actually been to one, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But I've done the invitations for them. As much as I love animals, I'm waiting to see if somebody's going to have me do like a dog birthday party or something,
Oh,
because
that
That's
would be cool.
interesting.
that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I would, like I said, retirements, birthdays, graduations. Um, I did the programs for my dad's funeral, but that was because that was personal to me. That's not something I would call a celebration. I've also I've done parties for my boss, for her son, which is an interesting dynamic because it's one of those things. Oh my goodness, do I let my boss know that I actually am trying to fire her? But but
I was actually gonna ask you about that and be like, so how is that working out? Like, how do you find the balance between doing your entrepreneurship and having a regular job?
well, the good thing is I work from home. Since the pandemic started, the company that I work for moved us all home, because, well, one thing, nobody wanted to go into the office, so they decided to let us continue to work
Mhm.
from home. So I don't have to, fight traffic to get home to try to do anything quick. I've been working for so long. I have a lot of PTO. If I need to take days off, I can do that. But the good thing is my work computer is on one side of my office, and
Mhm.
all my, other work, my business stuff is on the other side. And they're all in the same room.
Mhm.
And it's the balance is, I would say, trying to find free time, but since I'm working from home, I don't want to say all the time is free time, but it's a lot more relaxing. I don't feel, because I'm working from home, I don't
Mhm.
feel like I'm being pulled between the two. Because
Got
I'm at home, I'm in my comfort place. I have a window where I'll go, if I get stressed, I'll walk to the window and just look out and watch my dog supervise everybody outside,
right.
watch the cars go by. But the one thing is, people that I work closely with, they know what I do. I've done stuff for them, even to
Mhm.
the point, making gifts, which has also gotten me pulled into some committees that I'm like, I really don't want to do this. Okay, yeah, you guys want me to do this? Yeah, this is my creative space. Okay, you're gonna let me do that? All right, cool, we'll do that. So,
Right.
we're Christmas parties, decorations, and all that stuff. But it's the my I I hope my boss didn't see this. I just tell my boss I have an amazing work-life balance,
Mhm.
because my crafts and the event stuff doesn't feel like work to
Right.
me. The work they give me feels like work. And I'm that person. At 5 o'clock, my work phone sits right here on my desk. It can ring for hours and I don't hear it. I don't even look at it. As a matter of fact, on the weekends or at 5 o'clock, I turn the mouse off so I don't accidentally hit it and the screens pop up. I turn the mouse off and put it away. I turn my work cell phone off.
Mhm.
I turn the volume on the work phone down. Like I said, and I tell them, like, unless there's a building burning down,
Mhm.
don't call me. But then again, if the building's burning down, there's nothing I can do anyway. So don't call me. And so I got my boss. My current boss was actually afraid to call me on the weekend. We had an emergency in one of our nursing centers,
Mhm.
um, where there was an inspection and they needed some information. thought I turned that off. And they needed some information. And he was like, you were my last call. I wasn't gonna call you. I was like, well, I'm figuring if you're calling me, I mean, he had to call me on my personal phone because I didn't answer my work phone.
Yes.
And I said, okay. So yeah, I said, I'm right here at home, so I'll do it, no problem. He's like, you sure? I'm like, I said, yeah, it's only gonna take like 2 minutes to do. He's like, oh, okay. He said, I won't call you anymore. In the 2 years I worked for him, he only called. That was only one time he called me. So
Oh.
yeah, and I tell my work-life balance is amazing. I could teach a class on that. So
Okay.
Right. It sounds like you set good boundaries for your work, and I think that's very important, especially when you work from home, because it's always an opportunity for you to do something because your work is right there with you in the same house. So I think that is a very good thing, just to set the boundaries so that people know, hey, I'm not doing this, this, and this.
right. Well,
You
and
know,
my motto is I'm trying to turn my 9 to 5 into my side hustle. I'm trying
yeah.
to get it to a point where it actually gets in the way of my business. So
Mhm.
that's the point I'm trying to get to. And when it does, I'm like, it's not 2 weeks. I will be leaving. I wish you all well. I will put
Right,
this
right.
equipment in the mail
Sayonara,
to you.
right?
Right,
Sayonara.
right.
Hey, Cynthia, tell us what is, if someone wanted to hire you for their invitations or maybe a wedding planning, how do they get in contact with you again? And secondly, what is the process of creating these wonderful um, um, invitations that you create?
Okay, well, they can get in touch with me, like I said, through my IG page, The Coleman Creations, and through my Facebook good grief, my Facebook page, Centerprise, CYNT Enterprise, ERPRISE, or email me at thecolemancreations@gmail.com. Once I get a website, I will definitely send that to you. The process for the invitations, how it starts off is once you get in contact with me and say, hey, I want you to do my invitations or programs for my wedding. My first thing I'm going to ask you, when is your wedding date? Because that's going to dictate how the process goes. Hopefully, you've contacted me at least 6 months before the wedding. Or, I mean, if it's a rush wedding, we can do that too. But I'm going to send you a questionnaire. I have a wedding questionnaire that includes all the information that I need, including what you like, don't like, your colors, what you want. If you want invitations, do you want a response card? Do you want a wishing well card? Are you registered somewhere? And also, do you want thank you cards? Do you want programs? Do you need favors? Do you need a broom? Are you jumping the broom? Because I also make the broom. And basically, let me know what all you need. Once you get that back to me, and I'll give you a call on the phone, and we'll discuss it and come up with some ideas. And if they haven't looked at some pictures that I have posted on my Facebook page, I'm working on getting them all on my IG page, and you want something completely unique, let me know. We can walk through that. If they're in town, like I said, I'm in the Atlanta area. If they want to get together and meet, that's fine. We can do that in person because I know some people like to do things hands-on. If not, we can do Zoom or over the phone. And I'll say, give me a time and I'll come up with some ideas based on what they like. I'll ask, is it going to be formal? Is it going to be informal? Um, and I'll create it. I'll create a sample invitation. If I'll send it to you or send a picture of it, or if you want to feel it, I'll just send it to you, and you let me know if you like it. At that point, if you like it, let me know how many you want. I'll give you what the cost is. Send me a deposit, and the deposit is at least 50%. When do you need it? And usually that's all been ironed out in the questionnaire. I'll create them, send it to you, and I'll also have a booklet that they can purchase that has where you can keep track of your invitations, who you sent them to, if they responded, what their response was. So almost like a
Like
ledger, so to
yeah.
speak. Yeah. So you can keep track of who you sent the invitations to, and if you want that, I'll offer you that. Not necessarily, you don't have to, and we'll send you the invitations. Once I finish the order, I will ask you for 50% to start it, and then before I mail it to you, the rest of it. And then I'll mail them to you. I send it priority with tracking number, because the last thing I want is something getting lost in the mail. You're
Right.
in Illinois and it ends up somewhere in Montana. So, and send your tracking number. Um, the only thing I, well, I'm gonna say the only thing I ask, but one thing I ask is, if you like it, you can either email me a testimonial, you can write me a testimonial, you can go on my page and write it to do a video, or whatever you want to do. I just appreciate testimonials, because that's how I get, that's how people say, "Ooh, that was great." Um, I've learned now to keep one of everything, make an extra one, so I have one, because that's one thing I wasn't doing. And if you want programs, the same process we'll do as we get closer to the wedding. I'll try to get your programs to you a week before your wedding. The same process, going through, what do you like? Do you like this or that? And if you want me as a do-it-yourself wedding consultant, then we'll work out that, what times, how much time do you think you're going to need? I do charge by the hour, so it's in 60-minute increments. So if a 15-minute phone call to discuss, my bridesmaids aren't doing this, can you help me with this? Let's talk about it. Okay, do you want to meet in person? You want to meet on Zoom? Do you want me to call this girl on one-on-one? Do I need to talk to her one-on-one? Just let me know, and I'll
Yes.
wrangle them, get them together. I've done some interesting weddings. I will say destination weddings are always fun, because I have a specific, well, not a specific, I have a special invitation that I created for a destination wedding. It's like a boarding pass.
Oh, cool.
And funny story, I did that boarding pass, and the bride, I sent it to her, sent her the sample. And her and her fiance were looking at it, where her fiance's son saw it, and they showed it to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." So she calls me back an hour later. She said, "I have something to tell you." She said, "You're never gonna believe it." She said, "He called and said, 'Hey, can I get like 5 of those boarding passes for my friend?'" And I'm like, "What?" She said, "He thought they were real boarding passes,
Oh,
and
that's
that he could use them to get on the plane." So that gave me the idea to go ahead and put on them. Not, can't be used for actual travel.
right. I think that is an amazing idea. Definitely thinking outside of the box on how to make your clients' days very unique and personal. And whether it is a big wedding or a small wedding, when
Yeah,
you are in this industry, as far as like chocolates and cakes and event planning and decorating, we all go through like some standard processes. And so when you
right,
were speaking, I was, man, that sounds like very familiar. I have like a questionnaire that I have people fill out, because we are doing this to serve people. And so
right.
their excitement and their enthusiasm around their event is like one of the most important things. So I want to say good job on paying like attention to detail for your clients. I think that's a very big thing, especially when hiring people to help you with your events.
Well, thank you. And I enjoy doing it. And like I said, I initially got into this because somebody needed it. And
Mhm.
it never dawned on me that, to do this as a business. Oh, well, she's getting married. She can't find an invitation that she wants. Well, can you do this? Yeah, let me talk to her. And so I did. And I'll say probably, and I know this business people are probably going to cringe at this, but I think the first 2, 3 weddings I did the invitations. I think I may have charged maybe 50 cents for it. I didn't want her to, because what I don't want is a bride to not be able to get what she wants because
Mhm.
it costs too much. And I'm not that person. I'm not going to gouge you. I
Mhm.
am not doing this to make all the money I can off of you. I know, different people have different budgets, and
Mhm.
I have different levels of invitations for different budgets. Now,
Right.
I'm not going to, if you want all the bells and whistles, well, the bells and whistles cost.
Right.
But if you'll be happy with the little harmonica instead of all the bells and whistles, well, I'm
Mhm.
going to make that look great too. You're not going to get shortchanged on
Right.
whatever your budget is. I'm going to give you the best that I can do. Um, and so it's more of a it's more like a service thing, because
Mhm.
I've now, and the funny thing is, I've never been married, so I've never had a wedding. So to me, this is like, ooh, what would I do? You know, if this were my wedding, what would I want it to look like? How would I want to feel when I get this invitation? How do I want the people I'm inviting to feel when they get this invitation? And so to me, the best compliment is, oh my God, my friend got this invitation and she called me and she was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. You know, and she said, I felt like I was somebody important. And she said,
Right.
you know, it made me feel good. And I said, and that's what it is. How does it make you feel? I said, if I was going into this just making money, I'd have send some of this stuff out. Yeah. Put this and this and this and that on. No, I like adding that personal touch because I want the bride to feel like, you know, this is her day and feel special. And the groom too. I don't want him to be left out too. You know, feel like, you know, when I give this out, this is a reflection of me. This is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, that's how I approach it. I want them to be happy.
Yeah, I've had gotten some invitations in the past, and I have forgotten about the event because the invitation was kind of like boring, and so I was like, am I really gonna like this if I go, or is it gonna be like, kind of boring? So I understand. I understand the excitement that needs to be had to make you want to actually go to the event.
Yes, and the invitation is you know, an introduction to the event. Now, I do save the dates too, and save the dates, you know, are great, but they're generally a one card, and I make those look as great as possible. I love to include. I like looking at the engagement pictures and then coming up with something creative around those pictures and everything. But the invitation is where you put the flair in. You know, you've got this, and this is you're telling everybody all about your wedding, what you like. You know, your registry. If you're going to do wishing well, no, your kids cannot come to this wedding. I mean, I've even had brides put a color palette on what the guests could wear. If you're coming, if you want to be in any of our pictures, these are the colors you can wear. Now, I'm
I've
not
never,
going to. And so
I've
now
never seen that much detail before,
I've
but
seen that, and I was like, wow. So I got invited to the wedding. I'm like, well, wait a minute, let me make sure I'm wearing the right colors as well in the pictures. But I mean, but it looked great. It was beautiful,
Mhm.
and so and it's amazing when you look into this one was at a church and you see all these people in coordinating colors and it looks like something out of a movie, you know. Um,
Right.
but I've had, you know, for that particular wedding, I did their programs and I mean everything, you know, when everything matches and you look at it, let's say 25 years on your 25th wedding anniversary, you're going through your wedding book and I want you to see, oh God, I remember that invitation. Oh, and that program, it looked amazing. And so, you know, and I keep up with my couples. I write down the anniversaries and I try to send them an anniversary note. Hey, happy anniversary, happy however many years.
Mhm.
And hopefully as long as they're still together. But you know, that invitation is the intro to your whole wedding celebration. And then
Right.
the program is an intro to the party part, to the actual wedding part. And then at the end, that thank you card, you know, thanking everybody for the celebration, for the gifts. You know, we appreciate you. Usually I try to include, and me, I'm fun. So I like to include a picture of the bride and groom while they're eating. That's what's
Yeah.
on the thank you card, you know. But you know, thank you. From the beginning to end, I want it to be a full-blown celebration of the wedding.
Nice. Nice. I
And
never thought.
if a baby comes out of it, call me because I do the baby shower invitation too. And I have a couple that
Mhm.
from save the dates to their baby shower actually. And I think I did her first birthday party invitations. So yeah, we do it all.
That is awesome. I think has been a very good illustration of the amount of things that you can do with one client. I know I've had several clients too they come back every year for a birthday cake, and it's just like you get to watch like the child grow, and you can see
Yes.
like their transition, and so they like different things every
Yes.
year, and so it's a very very nice experience.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Like I said, it's you know, Michael Jordan used to have that love of the game clause in his contract. Well, yeah, this is my love of the game. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy doing it.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. Well, Tamara, do you have any more questions?
No, I just want to make a point that Cynthia, you put your heart and not only your heart into what you do, but you put your client's heart in what you do. You have such a personal touch that I think really seals the deal, so to speak, and brings your clients back time and time again.
Thank you. Yes, I try to keep them coming back. And hopefully
Awesome.
I'll be adding you guys to that client list too.
You never know.
Yeah. I
And
did.
definitely our audience.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I said, just get in touch with me. I'm always open and willing. And like I said, we can talk about whatever it is you need to for your event. If I can't do it, I know somebody who can, but if I can't do it, I don't think it can be done.
I
That's
love
a
your
good
attitude. I love it.
tagline. Yes, yes. I love that too. That is awesome.
Well,
This
thank you.
has been another episode of Tamla and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday podcast, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. We want to thank Cynthia, our lovely guest for today, for coming in and showing us how she can be a part of each and every occasion, every step of the way, and how important it is to announce yourself with style and pizzazz. Okay. So, we would like for you to definitely follow her on her social medias. We'll put them down in the description below. And I'm going to hand it over to Tamala.
Yeah, so Taylor, I think you said it all. And I am truly excited too for Miss Cynthia to be with us from the Coleman Creations. And please reach out to her for any of your needs as far as event planning or even your invitations, no matter what the occasion. And I'm pretty sure that she will email you electronic copies. So if it's something that you might want to do, and print yourself, I'm pretty sure she can do that too. But again, I am so excited that I met her and hopefully she'll be back again.
Well, thank you. Thank you all for inviting me. I really appreciate it. This was great. And thank you to your audience.
Right.
Thanks for your time.
Yes, well, we want you guys to have a blessed week. Bye.
Bye.